There's a transformative journey that every human soul is destined to undertake. A journey that transcends the boundaries of the material world and penetrates the deepest layers of our existence. It's the journey to awaken your higher self, the true essence of who you are beyond the physical body, ego, and mind. This process is not about grasping cliches or following easy steps. It requires introspection, discipline, and a deep commitment to self-realization. In this video, I'll guide you through the profound and intricate stages of awakening your higher self. This journey will challenge your preconceived notions and call upon you to engage in a deeper relationship with your soul. You'll learn how to cultivate deeper awareness, shed layers of egoic conditioning, and align your life with the profound wisdom that your higher self embodies. Awakening the higher self is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. It is a process of unlearning, relearning, and allowing the light of your soul to shine through your daily actions and thoughts. Let's dive into this spiritual journey and explore how to unlock the higher consciousness within you. Understanding the higher self. Beyond the ego, the higher self is an elusive concept for many because it is often obscured by the constant noise of the ego. The ego, by nature, is a construct that thrives on separation and identification with material forms, whether it's your name, career, body, or possessions. It convinces you that these external markers are who you truly are. However, the higher self operates from an entirely different plane of existence. It transcends the ego's illusions and sees the interconnectedness of all things. To awaken the higher self, you must first begin to deconstruct the ego. This doesn't mean destroying it, as the ego has its role in navigating the material world, but recognizing that it is not your true self. The higher self is that quiet, powerful voice within you that understands the larger picture. It knows that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, not the other way around. This realization is the first step in the awakening process. As you become more conscious of the ego's grip on your thoughts, behaviors, and perceptions, you start to create space for your higher self to emerge. This process often involves self-observation, or what is commonly referred to as witness consciousness. By observing your egoic reactions without identifying with them, you start to tap into a deeper awareness, the higher self, that is always present, always guiding, but often overlooked. Intuition, the voice of the higher self. One of the primary ways the higher self communicates with us is through intuition. Intuition is the subtle, often silent, knowing that bypasses rational thought. Unlike the ego, which operates from fear, past experiences, and social conditioning, intuition arises from a place of deeper wisdom. It offers guidance that aligns with your soul's true purpose, not just what seems logical or practical in the moment. To awaken the higher self, it is essential to cultivate and trust your intuition. This begins by tuning in to those moments of insight or gut feelings that appear unprompted. How often do you experience a sense of knowing but dismiss it as irrational? Intuition is not irrational. It's supra-rational. It is your higher self offering guidance that comes from a plane of understanding beyond the limited scope of the mind. Developing trust in your intuition takes time. Start by observing small instances when your intuitive voice shows up. When faced with decisions, pause for a moment and ask yourself what your higher self would do in this situation. Over time, you will notice patterns of accuracy and wisdom in your intuitive guidance, helping you align with the higher self's wisdom in all areas of your life. Meditation, the pathway to higher consciousness. Meditation is perhaps the most effective tool for awakening the higher self. Through meditation, you create the stillness necessary to transcend the mind's incessant chatter and enter a state of pure awareness. It is in this state that the higher self reveals itself, free from the distractions of the physical world and the ego's constant demands. When you meditate, you are not simply quieting the mind, you are opening a portal to your true self. In this silence, your higher self becomes more accessible, providing insights, clarity, and peace. The longer and more consistently you meditate, the more you peel back the layers of illusion and conditioning that keep you disconnected from your higher self. Meditation helps you experience the higher self, not as a distant concept, but as your natural state of being. There are many forms of meditation, and it is important to find the practice that resonates with you. Whether it's mindfulness, transcendental meditation, or guided visualizations, the key is consistency. The more you practice, the more your mind will quiet, and the higher self will become an integral part of your daily consciousness, not just an occasional experience during deep meditation. Emotional mastery, transcending lower vibrations. To awaken the higher self, it is essential to master your emotions, especially those that resonate at lower vibrations, such as fear, anger, jealousy, and attachment. These emotions are rooted in the ego and keep you tethered to the material plane. When you react from these emotional states, you are operating from a place of limitation and separation, far from the wisdom of the higher self. Emotional mastery doesn't mean suppressing or ignoring your emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging them without becoming identified with them. When you feel anger, for example, instead of letting it control you, step back and observe it. Recognize that it is a passing state, not your true self. This simple act of observation allows you to disidentify from lower emotional states and align more deeply with the higher self, which is always at peace. The higher self operates from higher emotional frequencies, such as love, compassion, and forgiveness. As you begin to let go of emotional reactions rooted in fear and scarcity, you make more room for these higher frequencies. Over time, you will find that your emotional responses become more aligned with the wisdom of your soul, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with grace and serenity. Letting go of attachments. Another significant step in awakening the higher self is learning to let go of attachments. Attachments, whether to people, outcomes, material possessions, or identities, keep us anchored to the physical plane and, more importantly, to the ego. The higher self, on the other hand, knows that true freedom lies in detachment because nothing in the material world can define the essence of who we truly are. Letting go of attachments doesn't mean withdrawing from life or becoming indifferent to your relationships and goals. It means releasing the need for things to be a certain way for you to feel complete. When you cling to external conditions, you're operating from a place of fear and scarcity, which keeps you disconnected from the higher self. The higher self understands that true fulfillment comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. To begin the process of detachment, practice mindfulness and observe where in your life you are most attached. Are you overly concerned with how others perceive you? Are you holding on to a specific outcome in your career or personal life? Once you become aware of these attachments, you can begin to release them by trusting in the wisdom of the universe and the guidance of your higher self. Living in alignment with your soul's purpose. As you awaken your higher self, you will naturally begin to align your life with your soul's purpose. Your higher self knows why you incarnated in this lifetime and what lessons and contributions your soul is meant to offer. However, many of us spend our lives pursuing goals that are out of alignment with our true purpose, often driven by societal expectations or egoic desires. Living in alignment with your soul's purpose requires a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "What can I get from life?" you begin to ask, "How can I serve?" Your higher self operates from a place of unity and service to the collective consciousness. When you begin to live in alignment with this purpose, you experience a profound sense of fulfillment, peace, and joy that external success can never provide. To discover your soul's purpose, reflect on the activities and pursuits that bring you the greatest sense of meaning and joy. These are often clues from your higher self, guiding you toward the path that will lead to the most profound spiritual growth. As you align with this purpose, your actions, relationships, and decisions will naturally come into harmony with the deeper truths of your soul, embodying the higher self in daily life. Awakening the higher self is not just an internal journey, it must be embodied in your daily life. This means living in alignment with the wisdom, compassion, and peace that your higher self embodies. It's not enough to have moments of spiritual insight during meditation or times of crisis. The true test of awakening is how you show up in the world, moment by moment. To embody the higher self, practice mindfulness in everything you do. Be fully present in each moment, whether you're interacting with others, working, or engaging in mundane tasks. The higher self lives in the present moment because it knows that the eternal now is the only reality. When you bring your full awareness to each moment, you dissolve the barriers between the spiritual and material worlds and allow your higher self to express itself in everything you do. Another essential aspect of embodying the higher self is practicing compassion and forgiveness. The higher self sees all beings as interconnected and understands that love is the highest vibration. In your interactions with others, strive to see them not as separate individuals, but as reflections of the same divine source. This shift in perspective allows you to respond with love, even in challenging situations, and brings you into deeper alignment with your higher self. Embodying the higher self also means recognizing the sacredness of your own life. Every action, no matter how small, can be infused with the energy of your higher self. This includes how you take care of your body, the way you speak, the thoughts you entertain, and the kindness you extend to others. Each moment becomes an opportunity to live in harmony with the divine essence within you. Challenges. Along the journey. Dark night of the soul. Awakening the higher self is a process that is often accompanied by what mystics and spiritual teachers call the dark night of the soul. This is a period of profound spiritual struggle, confusion, or existential crisis that arises when the ego begins to lose its dominance over your consciousness. During this time, you may feel disconnected from the spiritual truths you once believed in, or experience a sense of deep inner emptiness. This is a natural part of the awakening process. The dark night of the soul is not a punishment or a sign that you are doing something wrong. Instead, it is a necessary phase of spiritual growth where the old paradigms of your ego are being dissolved to make way for the higher self. It can be disorienting and painful because it involves the breakdown of many false identities and attachments that you've built over your lifetime. During this period, it's crucial to remain patient and compassionate with yourself. Trust that the discomfort is part of the soul's purification process. The higher self is always present, even when it feels like you've lost connection with it. The dark night of the soul is often followed by a period of heightened awareness and clarity as the light of the higher self becomes more visible in your life. It is through these spiritual challenges that you gain strength and wisdom, leading you closer to the embodiment of your higher self. Integration of the higher self, becoming a spiritual alchemist. As you progress on your journey to awaken the higher self, the final stage is integration. This is where you become a spiritual alchemist, transforming every aspect of your life into gold. Integration means that you no longer see the higher self as separate from your daily experience. Instead, you embody it fully, allowing the wisdom, peace, and love of the higher self to guide all of your actions and decisions. In this stage, you begin to see every situation, whether joyful or painful, as an opportunity for spiritual growth. You understand that challenges are not obstacles, but catalysts for deepening your connection with your higher self. You learn to navigate life with grace, knowing that you are aligned with a higher purpose, and that every experience is a stepping stone toward greater self-realization. Becoming a spiritual alchemist means that you take responsibility for your own energy and consciousness. You stop blaming external circumstances for your unhappiness and instead turn inward, recognizing that your state of being shapes your reality. This is the essence of mastery, when you live from the awareness that you are a co-creator of your life, guided by the wisdom of your higher self. Through this integration, you become a living expression of your soul's highest potential, awakening as a collective path, contributing to global consciousness. As you awaken your higher self, you not only transform your own life, but also contribute to the awakening of the collective consciousness. The higher self operates from the understanding that all beings are interconnected, and therefore your personal growth has a ripple effect on the entire world. When you embody your higher self, you raise the vibrational frequency of those around you, inspiring others to embark on their own journey of self-realization. This shift in collective consciousness is crucial for the evolution of humanity. As more individuals awaken to their higher selves, the world begins to move away from fear-based systems of power and control and towards a more harmonious, compassionate, and spiritually enlightened society. Your personal journey to awaken your higher self is, therefore, an act of service to humanity and the planet. The awakening of the higher self is not an isolated event, but part of a larger cosmic process. Humanity is at a crossroads, and those who are awakening to their higher selves are the pioneers of a new way of being. By aligning with your higher self, you contribute to the creation of a world where love, unity, and peace prevail over separation, fear, and division. This is the ultimate purpose of awakening, to not only liberate your own soul, but to participate in the awakening of the collective soul of humanity. The role of energy and vibration in awakening the higher self. Understanding the nature of energy and vibration is essential in awakening the higher self. Everything in the universe, including our thoughts, emotions, and physical bodies, operates at different vibrational frequencies. The higher self exists at a very high vibrational level, whereas the ego and lower emotional states like fear and anger vibrate at much lower frequencies. The process of awakening is, in essence, raising your vibration to align more closely with the higher self. The first step in raising your vibration is becoming aware of the energetic quality of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Negative thought patterns, self-judgment, and limiting beliefs pull you away from your higher self, while practices like gratitude, compassion, and self-love elevate your vibrational frequency. To awaken the higher self, you must become the guardian of your energy. This means being mindful of the media you consume, the people you surround yourself with, and the environments you expose yourself to, as all these factors influence your vibration. In addition to mental and emotional practices, physical energy work can be an important tool for raising your vibration. Practices like yoga, breathwork, and energy healing, such as Reiki or Qigong, help release energetic blockages in the body that may be hindering the flow of life force energy, or prana. When your energy flows freely, your vibrational frequency rises, making it easier for the higher self to emerge. As you become more attuned to your energy body, you will notice that your thoughts become clearer, your intuition sharpens, and your connection to the higher self deepens. The power of surrender and trust in the awakening process. One of the most challenging yet essential elements of awakening the higher self is surrender. The ego is driven by the need to control, to predict, plan, and manipulate outcomes to align with its desires. However, awakening the higher self requires that you surrender this need for control and trust in the wisdom of the universe. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your goals or dreams. Rather, it means releasing the attachment to how and when they manifest. This act of surrender allows the higher self to take the lead, guiding you toward what is truly aligned with your soul's purpose. Surrendering can feel terrifying to the ego, which thrives on certainty and predictability. The process of awakening often involves moments of doubt, confusion, or fear, as old patterns and structures begin to fall away. During these times, it's important to remember that your higher self always has a broader perspective than the ego. While the ego sees only the short term, the higher self is aware of the bigger picture, and its guidance is always aligned with your highest good, even if it doesn't appear that way in the moment. To fully awaken the higher self, you must cultivate trust in this divine process. Trust that the universe is supporting your growth, and that everything, even your challenges and setbacks, is happening for a reason. The more you trust, the more you release the ego's need to resist and control, and the more effortlessly your higher self can guide you. This trust allows you to flow with life, rather than fight against it, leading to greater peace, joy, and a deeper connection to your true nature. The endless journey of awakening. Awakening the higher self is not a destination but an ongoing journey of spiritual evolution. Each moment offers an opportunity to deepen your connection with your soul and align more fully with your higher self. There will be challenges along the way, but these challenges are part of the process, helping you shed the layers of illusion that keep you separated from your true nature. As you continue on this path, remember that the higher self is always within you, patiently waiting for you to turn inward and listen to its wisdom. It is your eternal guide, your source of peace, love, and infinite potential. By awakening the higher self, you embark on the greatest journey of all, the journey to remember who you truly are. Stay committed to this path and know that every step you take brings you closer to living as a fully awakened soul. The higher self is not something to attain. It is who you already are at your core. All that is required is for you to release the limitations of the ego and step into the fullness of your divine nature. This is how you awaken the higher self of your soul, and through this awakening, you unlock the limitless potential that has always been within you.